After Bruce Wayne's health began to decline, Derek Powers, the corrupt CEO of Powers Technology, merged his company with Wayne's. With access to new assets, Powers used his vast resources to develop a dangerous weapons for the government. After being exposed to one of his deadly chemical agents, Power attempted to save his own life by experimenting on himself with large amounts of radiation. But the chemical agent effects coupled with the radiation transformed him into a monster. Now, Powers have become Blight, a radioactive metahuman with glowing translucent skin and lethal touch. Today, we are taking a look at McFarlane's Blight Atomic Edition. Stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back. Thank you for being here and welcome back to the show. Let's jump in with this guy, Blight, one of my favorite villains from Batman Beyond. If you ask my opinion, and if you guys go back to the episodes of the animated series, I truly felt that this character was not explored enough. After he disappeared in the submarine, we don't see him anymore. But again, I'm not sure if I'm spoiling it for anyone because that's been over 30 years, I think, when that show came out, or 20 years. But that's just me. But before we jump into the figure, follow me on the Instagram. Let's have a talk. Let's talk about toy photography. Let's talk about animation. Let's talk about anything. Anything you guys want to talk about. So with that said, let's jump right in. Let's get a little housekeeping out of the way. Thank you, McFarlane, for the stand. Much appreciated. Got a lot of stacks. I'm just like a lot of you guys. I'm scratching my head with a lot of these. What am I going to do with this? Some figures need them, some figures don't. I'm going to put that to the side. Thank you, McFarlane. Next, we are looking at the power effects, the nuclear effects that go on the fist. Not going to lie to you guys. This may look simple, but it was truly a pain in the ass to get on those fists. So in this video, I will be pulling him off camera to try to at least get one of these effects on him. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. I mean, McFarlane is starting to put more stuff, more accessories to these figures. And I'm going to tell you now, after we look at the card, why you need to get this figure to your collection or your animation. But let's pull these power things out of the way. And last but not least, you guys know that I love me some toy photography. And McFarlane, that toy photography there is a little disingenuous versus what you guys are seeing on the screen. We'll take a look at his face. I'm not going to pull the knob off his head or whatever, the helmet off, but we'll definitely look at it. Love that. And the same way that I read to you the intro, here it is. Take a moment to pause and you guys can read that. All right, let's get with this guy. Why do I love this guy? Reminds me a lot of Dr. Phosphorus from the DC, from the comic books, which I don't think I get it, there's a lot of villains and they can't cover all of them, but definitely. Now, I'm bringing him close to the viewfinder. Let me adjust the camera a little bit here so you guys can see him. We can't see that skull, so I'm going to grab my trusty light. And by the way, guys, if you guys are wondering, this is how I light my studio. I just have a whole bunch of these little lights. You don't need to buy expensive lights. You go to Walgreens. These are $11 at Walgreens. You get a pack of 2 and you're good to go, guys. So again, this is what I use. Now, I'm going to shine this. Not sure if you guys can see that. There you go. You can somewhat see the skull. So McFarlane, you know, this green helmet that you put, this cover, on him is great, but it just doesn't really bring out the skeleton that's underneath that. So I've seen people pull that off. Maybe I'll just try it right now, see if it'll come off. Give me a second. Let me put my light back on because it does have a magnet. I put it right there on the stand. So does this? Oh, it does come off, guys. And this is what it looks like. You can see there the spinal on his head. Sorry about all this. And it comes with this to hold him up. And then the skull is right there. Now we can see it a lot better. Looks fantastic. Man, I can tell you that I've seen online some of the work that people have been doing, and it's been phenomenal. So, gonna pull him off for a moment to put his head back on. So give me just 1 second. Okay, and just like that, I've got Blight good to go. Why do you need to get this figure? Some of you will know why. The original figure that came out in the wave last year where you build that cybernetic Joker, that Blight came with an open hand and a power nuclear hand. This one comes with a fist. So now you get a fist to put on your other action figure. That's why you need to get this figure. I'm also going to tell you guys, I've seen online a lot of people taking this figure, repainting it, and making it into a Mr. Freeze. So I didn't do it that way. I wish I should have done it that way, but I made my own Freeze, which later on I will show you how I did that guy in future videos to come. So let's talk about this guy. It's the same concept. If you already have him, it's the same uniform. For those of you that don't have it, look at the details of that. Definitely, it's an open canvas. You can do some dry brushing on those metallic parts on that. I like the fact that McFarlane went with this version of him and not the one where you can see through him and he's wearing a business suit that for some strange reason does not get burned or melt while he's going nuclear. That part, I didn't understand that in the comic book or in the action figure. I know I keep pulling him out of the screen, but again, guys, overall, it's the same figure, just a different head, the nuclear head. So we'll look at the articulation. Let's just put one of the effects on his hands so you guys can see what it looks like. Again, I'm gonna pull him off camera. I know you guys hate that, but again, I gotta do what I gotta do. My studio is very small. They are a bit of a pain to put on. You definitely gonna have to. So here we go. And let me tell you, with the lights that I have here, the LED lights that I have here, I love how on the viewfinder, they look like they're glowing. I'm gonna move this other light to shine on him to see what it looks like. There we go. I mean, you definitely can see the skull in his face. So, they're not bad. McFarlane, thank you for giving us these effects. Thank you for overall this figure. We'll just give a little rundown for you, my animators out there. Gonna pull these effects off real quickly. They're very soft in some aspects, but you gotta warm them up a little bit to get them loose. Let's take a look at the articulation real quickly. Obviously, we know the head doesn't spin, so I'm not even going to bother there because it's all in one location. The arms go about this high. There you go. You do have them on a butterfly joint. You see that there. You might get a bicep swivel. You do get it there, but it's in there. A little bit stiff. You got the double jointed elbows. Always welcome. You guys saw that the wrist does rotate. There it is. A little bit of the ab crunch here. We got the waist mechanism. Not a diaper, it's a hard shell that you got going on there. Somewhat of a thigh swivel. Would have liked to cut there. Double jointed knees. Always a good thing. And last but not least, guys, you've got It looks like McFarlane put the ball bearing on this figure here because I don't remember seeing it on the last year's one. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. But it is on a ratchet system that I love, and the toe articulation. So again, guys, it's nothing surprising with this figure. There's nothing new to add to it. It's the same figure as last year, just a different helmet on the top, the glass dome. It's something different. The reason I didn't do last year's Batman Beyond review is, I'm going to be honest, and I'm human, I had no patience waiting for that line to come out. I think that whole Target exclusive, every 2 months having to wait for the figure to come out, I just think it's ideally so stupid. You know, it's like that meme, shut up and take my money. That's the way that I felt. This year, I am doing it. I'm being a little bit more patient because, man, I can't keep up with everything McFarlane is releasing. It's just been amazing compared to last year. So, guys, let me know what you guys think about this figure. I know it's a very short review versus the other ones. Not a lot going on with this figure. Can't hate on it because it came out last year. My only wish is that this guy would have had more screen time in the animation. I know that he gets a lot of time on the comic book when it was released. I think he's there a lot. Haven't read it. But, you know, tell me in the comments what you think. Tell me if this is something you're going to get. At least if you're going to get it because you have the other one, you definitely get these effects. I know I wanted it because I love this villain. It reminds me of Dr. Phosphorus. And so again, guys, if you like the episode, go ahead and hit the like, hit the notification, guys. And you know what I always say, subscribe to the channel. It helps me out greatly to grow and be with you and bring you more of these reviews. So again, guys, without any further information on this character, I'm going to have to say that this is Red, and you know the drill. I'm out.